Hello, let's solve for x. Into this equation, we'll be dealing with a quadratic equation. So how do you solve this equation? First, we need to put this equation in order. So we're going to take this number to the other side. So we say x squared minus 8x minus 9 is equals to 0. Remember, when you take a number from one side of the equation to the other side, it changes the sign. Therefore, we factorize. We need two numbers that when you add them, they give you minus 8. When you multiply them, they give you minus 9. So minus 9 plus 1. Then we say x minus 9 is equals to 0, or x plus 1 is equals to 0, x is equals to 9, or x is equals to minus 1. Remember, when you take a number from one side of the equation to the other side, it changes the sign. Hello, let's solve for x. In today's equation, we'll be working with a quadratic equation. So how do you solve this equation? First thing, we need to put this equation in order. So we're going to take this number to the other side of the equation. So we'll have x squared minus 3x minus 4 is equals to 0. Then we factorize the equation. We need two numbers that when you add them, they give you minus 3. When you multiply them, they give you minus 4, and plus 1. Then we say x minus 4 is equals to 0, or x plus 1 is equals to 0, x is equals to 4, or x is equals to minus 1. Remember, when you take a number from one side to the other side, it changes the sign. Hello, let's solve for x. In today's equation, we're going to be working with a quadratic equation. Okay, so how do we solve this equation? First of all, we're going to factorize. We look for two numbers that when you add them, they give you minus 7. When you multiply them, they give you minus 8. Okay, then we say x minus 8 is equals to 0, or x plus 1 is equals to 0, x is equals to 8, or x is equals to minus 1. Remember, when you take a number from one side of the equation to the other side, it changes the sign. Thank you. Hello, let's solve for x. Into this equation, we have x squared is equals to 3x. So how do we solve this equation? First, we need to move this one to the other side. X squared minus 3x is equals to 0. If you can see from the equation, we have a common factor x. Then we remove the common factor out, left with x minus 3 is equals to 0. Then we say x is equals to 0, or x minus 3 is equals to 0, x is equals to 3. Remember, when you move a number from one side to the other side, it changes the sign. Hello, let's solve for x. In today's equation, we have x squared minus 6x is equals to 0. How do you solve this equation? You can see we have a common factor x. Then we say x, we remove the common factor. We're left with x minus 6 is equals to 0. Then we say x is equals to 0, or x minus 6 is equals to 0, x is equals to 6. Remember, you move in a number from one side to the other side, it changes the sign. Hello, let's solve for x. In today's equation, we have x squared plus 10x plus 8 is equals to 0. You can see from the side, they say correct to two decimal place. If they tell us this, it means that we cannot be able to factorize the equation. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to use a quadratic formula which says x is equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4a times c all divided by 2a. Then we remove the value of a from the equation, which is equals to 1, the value of b, which is equals to 10, the value of c, which is equals to 8. Then we substitute these values on the formula. X is equals to minus 10 plus or minus square root of 10 squared minus 4 times 1 times 8 all divided by 2 times 1. Okay, then x is equals to minus 10 plus or minus square root of. If you work this one inside the square root, you'll be left with 68 all divided by 2. Then we say x is equals to minus 10 plus or plus and then all divided by 2, or x is equals to minus 10 minus square root of 68 all divided by 2. Then we put this on a calculator. We must correct this to 2 decimal places. Okay, if you put this on a calculator, you'll get 0.88. If you put this on a calculator, you'll get negative 9.12.